Just thought I'd come on, I've got a quick half an hour to spare. And just because I was listening to David Wilcox on food and some certain stuff and free energy, which makes you go, because I've spoke about it before. Hang on a minute. This light's getting in my eyes. Well, it's very sunny today in the UK, even though the snow still here, but it's icy. I just need, hang on. Um, yeah, so no one's on right now, but I'm just going to carry on talking because I haven't got long to spare anyway. So, yeah, David Wilcox on Steve Bear channel, I think it was, because I'm sat here, I'm waiting for this to dry anyway, so I thought I might as well just come on while I'm just doing something which I'll show tomorrow on the art chat that I'm going to have tomorrow. I don't know what that's going to be, I've not got a clue, but I just go with the flow, let it flow, people. Don't think too much about it. That's what I do when I'm arting. Think too much on it, you get stressed, and sometimes it takes you ages to do something. So he was just talking about free energy, which, if you're into Q and all that, anyway, we have got free energy. And he was saying that there's an alliance, but a lot of the alliance are in Germany. Maybe they are, because we know there's some false, what's that came over from the EU, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. But, and they were big on cars with Volkswagens, because he was talking about Volkswagen, but you need to go over to listen to it, because he was saying, now I know from researching, because I do actually research people, that there was a man, can't remember his name, who made a car engine run off water. But I can't remember what happened to him. The first one who did it probably got killed like they do, because why would they want everyone to know that your car can run on air and water? Because it'd be free energy, and the oil industry would go down, that big thing that side like to do, and cause wars through it. So, interesting. But that is what's going to happen. Can you imagine? He said you might have to buy this thing that'll convert your car, but say it was like 90 quid or something. Everyone's going to buy one for 90 quid, and then you'll never have to use oil again for your car. It'll just be free energy. So I will be chucking that in chat tonight, but that's why I said please go over and watch that, what I just said before, because he's also talking about food. And the people who are awake know about food, even though it's hard because it's in everywhere. But one of the biggest things was wheat and refined sugar. It keeps you fat. It keeps you addicted. When you're like, that's why, and it keeps you depressed, because that's where they want you, depressed and eating and consuming. And I have said this before, because I was feeling really lethargic at weekend, which makes me feel groggy, which makes me feel cranky, which makes me feel mad, which I just don't like. And then thinking about that, I thought, what did I eat at weekend? The other week, I was doing well. I've been like not eating a lot through the day, because we don't need to eat as much. That's all put out there, when you start, if you start watching telly, I don't. It's food adverts all the time to get you hungry. That's how they do it. So I got a bit like, things with wheat in. I was eating biscuits and bread and lots of stuff like that, that you like because you get addicted to it. And now I'm thinking, yeah, that's probably why I was feeling so, The lighter your food is, the more energetic you feel. I think they say all these carbs give you energy. I don't think they do, people. What do you do after a carby meal? You go, ugh. So that's why I was saying, go over and watch David Wilcox, because it's just really interesting. I know about this anyway, but people need to go and listen to it, even if you're not into David Wilcox. What he's saying, that part of it is the truth anyway. And it just makes all sense to me also, because he's onto the QAnon thing, conspiracy theories. Some people would say the alliance. Trump's always shouting out free energy, because there is free energy. There it is again. Free energy from something around you. What's that? Air and water. There's loads of water, and the air is everywhere. So air and water make free energy, can run your car and can do other things. I will be listening to the rest of it and reporting on it, but we knew free energy is from around us, and there it all is in abundance. Air, how much water is on this planet, and they say there isn't much water in other planets. Things that make you go, makes you think, doesn't it? There they are, waffling on about oil, because obviously they want us buying shit off him all the time. Sorry for swearing at this time, but they do get me mad. You know? And that's what they go and do. So, what's going on here? Let me check that. If anyone's there, you can say hi. I can see 2 people there. Oh, what's that? There's a thing at the bottom. What's that for? And if anyone is saying hi, I can't see anything anyway. Top chat. Oh, hi. I just tapped on. I was like, oh, hi. So that's why sometimes I advise people to just go and have a look at what I'm looking at. If you resonate with it, good. If you don't, good too. It doesn't really matter. He was also talking about the alliance, if you know what I'm talking about. Something about Germany ages ago where they went and killed loads of people because the people there were creative and artists and musicians. Well, isn't that funny? Because they want to get rid of the real people, you know, who were arty-farty. I'm not even saying people who were even educated. I just mean arty-farty, creative people. And then put all the false ones in, if you get what I'm saying. Hollywood and these people who say they're great artists around the world and they've been painting really horrible, like demonic, I can't even say it, demonic. Do you not? Why does these words never come out of my mouth? Demonified sort of paedophilia-ishy. You know, this artwork they're calling artwork that when you look at it, normal people are like, what? And people pay thousands and thousands of pounds for them and they're just like, that is not art. Sorry, it's not. So I'm going to throw some of this in there tonight with the orb thing because I want people to come and share if you've seen orbs, because I know a few people have on my channel and I've seen the pictures and I'm amazed. I'm like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I want to start taking those pictures as well. Yeah, because I do believe some people see orbs, some people are like, why don't I see them? Maybe it's because they're in connection with something else. Because also David Wilcox was talking about, which I have talked about before, is your pineal gland and fluoride, people. I keep telling you, I drink distilled. The reason why fluoride is in your water is to calcify your pineal gland. It stops you dreaming, especially in America. It stops you dreaming. You're supposed to dream. You're supposed to dream. We're supposed to go to dreamland. You research it is not good. It is not good, and that's what's starting to come out. Also, to get non-fluoride toothpaste, I've just had to re-buy one. I've not had one for a bit, but when you listen to David going on about it, it might make sense to you of what they've been doing. Of course, you want people to have cavities and fillings because the mercury or whatever it is shouldn't be in your body. That's another thing. Big pharma and all that, isn't it? Makes loads of money, doesn't it? As a lot of us do know. But like I said, the David Wilcox on the channel, obviously it's on David Wilcox channel, but I don't know where. I just came across this one on the channel of Steve Bear, as in a bear. The one I just mentioned before anyway. It's brilliant. Jason toothpaste is great. Yeah, I don't know which one I get. It doesn't really taste of anything, but it doesn't bother me. But this is what I mean about people being deceived around the world, and they think that everything they tell us, oh, this is good, this is good. It's normally the complete opposite. Oh yeah, fluoride's good for you. No, it isn't. First coffee of the day, I've just not even managed to get one. But I'm only having one today, and then it's just water, water, water for the rest of the day. And I'm having a big melon for my tea after. Because I'm trying to make up for that wheat I had at weekend and it made me feel awful. Awful, awful, awful. And that's the food additive things he talks about as well, because it gets you addicted and you get addicted to the food that you like, and it's all there to keep you ill, keep you putting weight on and stuff like that. And then everyone's moaning that they're bigger, they can't do things because they've got too much weight on, this, that and the other. That's what it's all about. That's how they do it. And I might be talking a bit about feng shui. Not that I've been doing feng shui properly today, but I've just been clearing my space, and that's making me feel a lot better because it's about the energy flow. you know, the energy flow. Got toys over there going to the charity shop when I go out to pick little legs up in a bit because that's why I'm not on here long. I was just I'm trying to straighten up, tidy up, letting the light in the house was beautiful today because when it comes through the back, it comes through the front and it just comes in both ends is great. But I definitely believe that is why I felt so cranky at weekend and snappy and horrible. And they said it does that. Refined sugar and wheat, that sort of food. You eat too much of it, and you wonder why you're always cranky and moody. Because I was fine at the beginning of last week. Got to weekend and I went overly like, "Ugh." And then I thought, what was I eating? I was looking at my food, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Maybe that's a good thing to write down and keep a track of because it's a bit of a test, isn't it, to see 6 people in. Don't lose it. We've got White Wolf 28, and I don't know who else is listening in, but this isn't a long chat anyway because I've got to run out. What time it is? Oh, I'm not doing too bad. So let me check. I can check on my phone actually. Let's see. Also, I want to mention about. I might throw in the Ascension thing tonight, how I see it again. Oh. But I'll have to ask the person if they want me to show their old pictures because they're absolutely amazing. There's just loads of things. Oh, this is the one was this the one I was watching? So this is a David Wilcox one I was just watching on Steve Bear. Was this one? Oh, not that.
Form of diesel that, and again,
Was
as
this
they
one?
can, and they are releasing it benevolently. This was what the Snowden stuff was about. Everybody agrees now that it was good that Snowden did. They stamped out their competitors. So this stuff is old money. So when the alliance is making its move, they're going to move to change the game. And one of the things they need to do is break the back of the energy cartels that have been suppressing any type of clean alternative energy fuels for so long.
Think about it. If you run your cars off water and air, and people talk about fumes and does it affect the environment, whatever it does, water and air is not going to do anything to the environment. It's going to clean the air up. It's going to start cleaning our air up straight away. This was what was also said on Q. Hi, Dave. Yeah, things are big. Go home. I'm just saying about some people might not like David Wilcock, but the thing he's talking about at the minute with the free energy. I don't know if you're in at the beginning. You're going to be able to run your cars off. Things that's always around us, air and water. We know this because there was a guy that actually did this years back and people have tried it and you can run an engine on it doing it. So that's what they've been trying to hide because they've got it on oil. Talking about food, Dave, and wheat and refined sugar. That's why I think I was feeling really moody at weekend because I had a bit of a, when you have a bit of a, especially women, if you know what I mean. I was like, I need some sort of stodge, wheat and sugar. I was on biscuits and things at weekend, which I haven't been having a lot of because I've been cutting it out and not snacking on it, feeling brilliant. I did that at weekend for about 3 days and I felt rubbish and I felt moody. And they're saying that's, that's what they want to do. He talks about this, he talks about fluoride water, calcifying the pineal gland, stopping you from dreaming. We should be dreaming. I'm dreaming more now. I don't always remember, but I know I've been dreaming and I've been trying to write it down in the book. So, And the Ascension thing about, he says something, there's another video about something about the cubes in space, something about, I'll try and look at it tonight about, no, I do eat bread and I have it in the morning with eggs and I've been only having a little piece. I've got to try and get it out. But it's that thing of addiction, isn't it? It's so hard if you've been eating something like, I don't smoke, so my addiction isn't smoking. I don't drink, so it's not that. I don't do anything else, so it's like food. I always did like my food a little bit, I'd eat really, like, oh, it's breakfast time, I must eat my breakfast. Oh, it's dinner time, I must have my dinner. It's tea time, I must have my tea. Why? Because we're told that, like, oh, it's tea time. It's like, no, I have my breakfast later now, about 10 after 10, I wait, but I'm still on a bit of bread, but not as much bread as I was because I used to have, say I had cereal, it's got wheat in it, hasn't it? For my breakfast with loads of milk on. Milk's not good either, it's pus. Then I'd have a dinner at dinner time. Might be a sandwich and then a couple of biscuits in between and then crisps. Ugh. And then maybe with your tea, you'd have some bread with your tea. So I only have a bit in the morning and then that's it. But I think I'm just going to try and have to just get rid. I know I don't really need it. The reason why they do this with wheat is bread is a filler. It's to fill you, because you may think, oh, it's a filler, but it's not a good filler. We don't really need to be filling ourselves. It's a filler, so everyone has it as a filler. You know, because you think, oh, I'm hungry. It fills you for a little bit, and then you're starving again. But what's in it is not really good for us. Not the stuff they've been giving us anyway. So, and the pineal gland and everything. But I was just saying, Dave, about orbs and stuff. So I'm going to talk about that tonight with tappers. The pictures are brilliant. I don't know if you've, Dave, if you've just started seeing them or have you always seen them, or has it been coming in more because of the water and the food, you know, the fruit and stuff you're eating, and the positive, you know, when you're thinking more positive and stuff like that, you know. Same as me, Dolly. No smoking, no drinking, don't have hangovers. No, I can't be doing with all that. Get some Mediterranean bread, Dolly. It's lovely. Mediterranean. What is that when see the bread I get is not like, you know, when you get like Warburton's or whatever. I normally go to the other bit where it's freshly cooked, and I normally get the Tiger Loaf stuff. But the other day I got a honey one, but I was thinking I could make my own. My dad makes his own. Because I'm not saying to people don't like cut it all out. It's just cut. If anything, just try and cut it right down. And if you have bread, you know, you have toast in the morning. Think about it. You have toast in the morning, sandwich at dinner, and then you're filling up on bread for your tea. That's a lot of wheat. And what they're saying about how it gives you depression, it can keep you mad. That's what they want anyway. Keeps you fat. Refined sugar and wheat keeps you fat. Been seeing them for, oh, I didn't know that. You see them with your eyes now. Why did you see them before? Or did you just know, you know, the feeling when you know something's there? I think it's coming in now because there's a lot of things shifting, isn't there? And David Wilcox was talking about, like, sort of, you know, the ascension with the gravity thing, because I don't think gravity's gravity. You might lift up in the air, or you might. I can't even explain. Like, there was two worlds where we ascend. Oh, I can't even explain what I mean. I get one. I get one. What does AB mean? I get one something if I eat bread. One what? You get one orb if you eat bread? What's it meant to say? What does it say, Dave? I don't know. But I just think things are ramping up more, especially in the side that we don't normally see. Do you know what I mean? Because imagine what it would be like if everyone's pineal gland was, you know, working properly. Oh, I have actually got, that is glitter on my head, by the way. That's not a... Oh, you get one belly if you eat, but yeah, it blows you up, doesn't it? And that's what I say. Don't they go on about, oh, carbs gives you energy? It doesn't. When you eat a big carby meal, you just want to slump out on the couch and be like, oh, can't move. I've been having more energy the other weeks when I was eating less and I was eating more fruit than I normally do. So I can see glitter on my head. And what's your mum been saying, David? She's been saying, wash your face, you've got glitter all over it. So funny. But let me see what else he was saying on it. But I even know the story about the car and water.
These that make oil completely unnecessary as anything that we would do for a fuel source. There are plenty of other uses for it, pharmaceuticals. So now we're going to dive in because the free energy thing is huge. The free energy has been
What does Trump shout out? Free energy, clean water and all that.
The Alliance wants to get that out. So they have made some huge strides. And at this point in our disclosure timeline, you're going to see how that starts to break forward. And we're going to get back into the ET stuff if we have time and show how the free energy is part of extraterrestrial technology. So let's dive in now to our timeline and get back into the flow of what we're talking about. First thing
Oh.
that I want to show you is that just 2 days after that last cluster of events we were discussing, another hack is announced. And this time, it is Obama's personal presidential email.
Less of him.
People all over the planet are waking up.
Level conspiracy charges. But they had to drop that because nobody bought it. And have meetings at the Lamborghini headquarters and see this.
That's about free energy
This is
with
a major
cars.
step towards the announcement of this technology that they actually already have, and they're wanting to develop it. They've got enough infrastructure to do it in Europe. And why they want investors in the States was that they wanted to have somebody get in early for the business that they plan on having these things be developed all over America so that everybody's car will have them. Now, if this thing costs $90 and you never have to buy gas again, you think you're going to sell a lot of them? Yeah. So whoever got into that business would make out like a bandit because everybody's going to want to buy this. But it also will defeat the cabal and defeat the petrochemical, oil-based gasoline economy. The cabal doesn't like that, but we need to have something like this happen. And they're actually coming out and telling us this out in the open. This really, really pissed off the cabal. And so you hardly ever heard about it in their cutout media, which is run by things like the Rand Corporation. So here they are doing that public.
So, like I said, just go over and listen to it because this, like I said, it was by Steve Bear. Oh, it's on Steve Bear's, not Bear, Steve Bear channel. And it was this one. David Wilcock update. New 2019, the newly implanted plan for the Great Gain to health and environment, because that's what it's about as well. It's not just us, it's it's our health and the environment. So it's like the environment's health, and us, because we are one. I just posting Trump the King of Kingsville songs under one of your videos. Oh, good. Just been to buy an electric blanket. I am sat on my electric blanket. Honestly, people, because sometimes I have the heating on, then it gets too hot. So what I do is I get my electric blanket, but I put a blanket over the electric blanket, so it's not leopard skin blankets under here. I put it on my couch, keeps your bum nice and warm, keeps you nice and warm in the area you sat. So if I get a bit cold on my chair, because I've been painting, I got my paints today, Dave. So it keeps me nice and warm. But the ones I'm going to be doing at the minute are going to be, I don't know where they are. Paintings are going to be about this size at the minute before I go bigger. So I will have a look at the Indian thing at the minute, over the next week or so for you. So free energy. Yeah, I mean, even, I don't know who the guy who does with Corey, is it Corey Good? I remember he said something about ET, something once about, we know where they have these machines before I go, because I'll be back on late to have a natter tonight. These things what are they called? Them machines that copy things. So if you put, I don't know, a pair of scissors in it, it copies it. Them 3D copiers. They have machines like that. So we know we've got them, because we know we've got them anyway, but they have ones that can just copy food and everything. So maybe if we weren't supposed to eat certain stuff, it could be copied, so you could still have it, you like it, but it's got other nutrients in it. It's not, won't be as bad. I don't know. But I've heard. Sorry. I forgot I was eating then. I am on my oranges. Really sweet, because this is the sugar you should be eating. But this is why they keep things dairy, fruits dairy and this, that. They've had a friend the other day going, you really need to get on loads of fruit, so much a day. I went, I can't do it. I've got 2 kids. I can't do it between us all. Do you know what I mean? My youngest luckily likes fruit. My eldest, you know what they like, doesn't. Because they're addicted to other crappy things with wheat in, which is, and I can't really tell a 19-year-old. He doesn't want to know. My youngest is not too bad, but it's expensive. But I think in the end it won't be. And also, I want to try and grow some of my own stuff in my garden this year, because I tried a little bit last year. It did work, but they've even, wanting to stop us do that, obviously. Organite. Yeah, fruit is good, but I can't eat fruit only. I've tired. Yeah, I just think I've got a friend who eats quite a lot of it, but it's in balance, I think. I mean, there's all this thing about we should only be eating fruit, because that's what we did years back, or in the Bible it says, the fruit off the tree. I don't know. I do, and then I think, well, maybe we were supposed to eat bits because I do believe we did eat bits of meat, but it wasn't. I don't believe it was in the way we eat it now because everything's gone out of balance, hasn't it? Because we'd have to go and, hunt a gatherer. We'd have to go and hunt for it, so we wouldn't come across meat as easy as that all the time. So maybe bits of it, but not in the way it's done now, and not in the way animals are, kept. I'm not going to go on about that, but that's why you should bless your food if you are going to eat meat. Like I had eggs this morning. I always say thank you to the eggs. I know it sounds daft, but love them for giving their life, and do that over. That's why you should pray over your food anyway if you're still eating meat. But like I said yesterday, I only really eat chicken, fish and eggs, and I don't eat near enough what I used to, and probably could go off it again, but slowly. I try to eat rice now instead of bread. I try to eat a little bread, but it's hard. It is hard because you're addicted. It's an addiction. They put stuff in it, the taste of it and everything, like people who love McDonald's. The stuff they put in keeps you addicted. It's an addiction. Yeah, that's be good, Dolly. Look forward to the next piece of art. I honestly can feel your energy. Oh, well, I do put a lot of energy in it, and a lot of, I love doing it, so it has a lot of love in it. Plenty of bananas, green leaf, cabbage and watermelon. Yeah, I've just brought some watermelons today. I'm having them for my tea later. I'm going to have, like when you cut a melon, I've got to go in a minute. You cut a melon in half, so it's a bowl. So I'll take the seeds out, and then I've got oranges and grapes and stuff, so I'll chop them up and put them on top, so it's a big, like a fruit bowl. And then I've just got to try and get loads of water down me because that keeps you filled up, you know. So I did have a friend telling me that, but I always say you've got to learn yourself. But I do really believe that that's why I was feeling extra grumpy at weekend, because I've been quite clean, as in not snacking in between, and it was just like I just got like, once that you start eating a couple of biscuits, you're like, whoa, I want some bread, and I was just like, so ugh. Yeah. But there's all that big thing about animals, that they're fed the grains, and what's in the grains, like we're fed the grains, no, this, that, and the other. That's why I believe it's balance, but not to the extent of how animals are killed now and this, that, and the other. I just believe it's balance, and you know what I'm talking about. I just believe but everything should be balanced, but it's not. As we know, especially those who are awake, we know it's not been in balance. It's been out of whack, really, hasn't it? Because sorry, we're greedy, bleep, 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 bleeps. Because look at people. That's why constant, all the time is food advertisements on every pigging thing on TV. That's why I can't stand it. His nana came round yesterday and he was watching this Ryan's Toys, is it? And she went, why are they advertising sweets on here all the time and food, and they're eating all the time? I went, why do you think? I don't let him watch a lot of it, but I said, why do you think? So the kids are moaning about food all day long. My son will say, my belly's rumbling again. I've said, you just had something to eat, you're not having anything else. Go and have a drink. All the time, food advertisements, putting it in your head, so you're like, I'm hungry. You're not hungry. You're being like hypnotised by it. If you actually switch your TV off and go and do something, gardening or whatever, or go and clean the house, have a big spoon, you'll actually realise that you're not actually hungry. And then only later on, a few hours after, you'll be like, oh, I've not had my breakfast, but actually, I didn't feel hungry. It's because you think you have to have your breakfast as soon as you get up, and then you have to have your dinner, and it's not. But they put it out there all the time like that. If anyone gets what I'm saying, that's what they do. So, I also eat fish, tin sardines. Yeah, but then, you know what? I know this is a bit of a dampener, but they put it on everywhere because they pump crap in the sea that go in the fish. You know what I mean? They've got us everywhere, and all the animals and everything. It's just ridiculous. But like I was saying, when this free energy comes in, not if, it will, air and water are those things around us that we have loads of, abundance of, and it's free energy. That, along with the other free energy as well, then all these, when we've had oils, what they called oil spillages in the sea, killing the fish and doing and wrecking everything, that wouldn't be going on, would it? And this, that, and the other, because what's air and water going to do? Nothing. It's not going to do anything to the environment. It's not going to kill wildlife. It's not going to, when we have, there's going to be no spillages in the sea because we're not going to need it. It was just for them to get money off us all the time. And you won't ever be paying for oil to put in your car again. You'll do a one-off buy of this thing that helps convert all cars, it said, helps convert all your cars, so it doesn't matter what car you're driving. Water in air. Well, there you go. And if you don't believe that and you think, what's she talking about? Go and research the guy who actually did it ages ago. They probably killed him off, because that's what they do with everybody. They didn't want that getting out, did they? Bit like Tesla and his, free Wi-Fi thing, which that'll be going as, we all know that's him anyway. And that's why Edison said no, because he went, we're not having any of that, because I want everyone on a meter, paying for it, paying for all the stuff that we should be paying for. But I'll talk about that more tonight with orbs, because I want anyone to come in who wants to talk about orbs, when they started seeing them, this, that and the other. We'll have a free energy chat, because I love all this sort of stuff. A bit of food and that, and that sort of stuff. So we'll have a chat tonight, and then tomorrow it's Arty Farty Day, so I'm going to try and keep my gob shut tomorrow, because some people don't like what they think's a conspiracy theory, but that's fine, those people don't have to listen. I'll do a live orb video. Yeah, do one. I really want to see them, but just before I go, I do believe some people see orbs, some people see different things, and I'm like, I'd love to. I did have an orb on a picture once with my granddad. I'm sure it was my granddad, but I see people seeing them in the day, people seeing them at night. I don't know if they come at certain times, if it's better sitting in the dark with your camera. I don't know. Like, Dave, do you have a certain time? I will talk about this after. I believe all climate change we're seeing is caused by weather. Well, modification and manipulation, of the weather machines we've had and all that sort of stuff, yeah. Look forward to it. Yeah, I'll ask you later, Dave, because obviously I want to ask people in chat about their experiences and, did they start seeing them after a certain, I don't know, whatever. So I'm going to go, because I've got to go to charity shop to drop some stuff off. I'm trying to feng shui the house, and I'm having a bit of a zhuzh around as well. We'll see what that turns out like tomorrow, because I don't even know what it's going to be, but that's what I just do. Whatever pops into my head, that's what happens. I've designed my little logo. It's on this tissue paper for wrapping presents up. So it's a D and a D. Not for Dolly Daydream, for Divine Delights is what it's going to be called. The little lotus flower that I designed. I think it's quite beautiful. Tiffany blue peeps, Tiffany blue. We're doing blues and pinks, I think. A few different colours. Get one something if you see something, because I'm going to try and do some men's bracelets and stuff. I'll make sure you get it in a blue colour, because I'm getting pink as well, depending on what you like. But Trump said in recent tweet, where's the weather warming? Yes, he did, because he said, because it's so cold and it's been snow here and it's cold over there, he said, we could do with a bit of global warming. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I spit your drink out laughing. Global warming. It's not like it's getting colder. Global warming, their thing of global warming is all about money, money, money. So, and we know how Trump says it, it's quite funny. So, I'll catch you later, guys. I still can't get over the 17 thing last night, it just made me laugh. And when I read the Uri Geller book, I will talk about Uri Geller, is that how you say it? Uri Geller? Geller, because I was reading something about him last night, little bits that I didn't know. It's all connected, people. Did I run you off? No, you didn't. I've got to go to nursery. I've got to take some things to the charity shop. So I shall. And it might be